Darkness is universally perceived as evil simply because the darkness is associated with all things representing death and unconsciousness. In other words, the nighttime, when the sunlight goes away and it dies, when all the monsters come out, when the nocturnal predators would come out and threaten the very survival of primordial man around the campfire. This is why the light is perceived as good and the darkness is perceived as evil, because the darkness is the very basic human survival mechanism, where the predators, the nocturnal predators, come out and prey upon man, because he's not an apex predator. So yeah, because man is not a carnivore. He's not an apex predator by nature, by evolution. We've developed tools to consider ourselves apex predators, but in nature we are not apex predators. So this aspect of the fear of the dark is the very root of all human fear, especially fear of the dark. It's the unconscious nature within us that is the very aspect and essence of fear, which is why we perceive things as dark and darkness as evil, and thus why the feminine is perceived as evil, why the feminine was always perceived as a demon. And a demon is related to the dark nighttime, is related to the female goddess. This is why the female goddess has been demonized.
The downward decline of descent into the demonic realm of the underworld, which is the degrade, the decline of the season. When the summer declines, it dies into the winter season. So obviously it's not all of these dark, black, shadowy aspects are nothing to fear. I mean, that's what they want us, is to be afraid of the dark, to be afraid of the underworld, where all the secrets are kept.
Yes, and the word dark, what means D and arc. D is like a pyramid, if we would see at the letter how it looks like, which has a fire in the middle, because pyramid is fire in the middle, and we have arc. So it means we have the fire in the middle, the pyramid, which opens that arc. So through darkness we can go and see light, because we have the opposite.
Of course, the light shines into the dark, and that's what gives birth to life, is that spark.
Is that spark. Mm-hmm.
Yes. And that letter D is also as a prism, because when light goes through the prism, we have the other 7 spectrum of the other colors. So it's actually saying that the word dark, it really is the opening of the gates of the arc with the colors of the prism.
Mm-hmm. It's yeah, I was thinking about that, and I wrote something down a while back, how that spirit, that light descends into the water or matter, and from there on binds to earth through water, right? Then ascends again and sets the matter free and takes the water. Now your body is almost 80% water, so the fiery spirit must go through the air, which is mind, to water, matter, which is the body. So that's the interconnected sexual divine unity of male and female that it passes through on its way to the Red Sea, the blood, to manifest in matter. So there it is, through love, through that unity, the fire descends into the matter, water body. And just look at the alphabet from A to Z, from head to toe. If you line up the alphabet on the 26 letters from head to toe, it works that way too. In German, our word for toe is C, which is Z-E-H. Head to toe, the Z, from A to Z, same thing. And if you lined it up on the body, the alphabet, you get A, B at the top.
So I forget if I've already mentioned this earlier in the presentation or if this will come later in the presentation, but either way I will be making mention of how Ab is the father, Hebrew Ab, meaning the father, the A and the B, the first and the second, the alpha and the beta, the Ab, the father. Well, I'm going to cover here that this refers to the golden section, the golden ratio, the A and the B, the A side and the B side, the B side which sits beside the A, B side which sits beside the A side.
That reminds me of the Ab being the Ab being the father, and obviously the Ab being the father is also the head, or Aries, which is the Abba. It's the Abraham, the ram. The ram of which is Aries, the head. So that's why the Ab, the A and the B would of course be at the head.
And the hippocampus is what we call Ammons horn. And again, how this relates to the pater, the pattern of the universe, the pattern of the creation of form, of physical form and structure in life, the structure, physical structure of nature, the physics, the physical structure of nature, the pater, the pattern, the Ab, the father, the A and the B, the golden mean section, the golden ratio, the golden egg, the tale of Jack and the Beanstalk. And this gets me thinking about the way that male-dominated patriarchal Christian society, which has always been underlied by the female matriarchy, but it's just been covered up. The matriarchal goddess worship has been taken over by the patriarchal god worship. In other words, the phallic worship of all the obelisks and the tower. So everyone knows that the obelisk is obviously a phallic symbol. But so again, everyone knows that the obelisk is a phallic symbol. But there's obviously more to it as well. Anywhere you find the phallic sex magic, you find the symbol of the goddess as well. You find the penis penetrating the goddess vagina, the goddess yoni. So of course you're going to see that everywhere as well, such as Washington, D.C. and the Vatican. Anywhere you find the obelisk, you also find the feminine, find it penetrating the feminine as well. So there's obviously a dualistic nature to it. It's not just the phallic worship. It is a sex magic ritual. It is the union, the divine connection between heaven and earth. The skyscrapers, the phallic tower. All of these towers, these obelisks, they're literally they're radio antennas. If you compare the electrical science to the obelisk with the radio antenna, they're identical. Same with caduceus. These are radio electrical antennas.